that lot of good that did. These guys are closing at 7 tonight, not 11 like they're supposed to. And he couldn't even give me a guarantee I'm going to get worked on tomorrow. He said that they'll try to squeeze me in tomorrow because they're swamped. They're understaffed and too much stuff to do. So even though I'm on the schedule, I might end up here all day tomorrow too. It just sucks. I mean, it was 300 miles or almost 300 miles to get up here from San Antonio, and they're not going to even, they may not even get to it tomorrow, he said. It's like they're that swamped. So, I don't know. Deal with it as we go. Maybe that guy was being dramatic yesterday. It's 7:30 this morning, they came knocking on my door. Get me in the shop. What are you doing, buddy? You're crazy. I'm gonna go check out this kennel because I want to see what the deal is. If it's like guarded or something. If they have anybody out there. I don't want to put him in there right now, but I do want to check it out. See what the deal is with it. This is the kennel. Looks like a little puppy prison. Somebody else's dog. Hi, buddy. If they had a chair here, I'd just hang out in here for a little while. It's warm, quiet. I don't know. It's almost noon now. They finally got me done there in Denton, which is better than I, could have hoped for. It could have ended up being all day. They got me scheduled to go pick up that beer load over at Miller at 16:45. So but the trailer I brought in, someone else snagged it and took it out of here. So I need to go find a trailer, but I can't start my clock at the moment because Miller will only let me in there about an hour before my appointment. So yeah, and it delivers tomorrow morning, which I'm pretty sure is the same place as I went to before, and that place opens up at 6 and you can park on the street there, so I can get there as early as possible. But if I can't get loaded until 3:45, I don't want to start my clock until 1 or so, maybe even 2. This place is just down the road, Bay and Bay. I can go there to look for trailers. Hopefully there's one there. If not, I'm not sure what they'll do, but we'll figure it out. So here's what I'm dealing with now. So I waited around all day getting this thing into the shop. My suspension dump system still doesn't work. So I called RotoSys guys, which is supposed to be the maintenance thing, right? I mean, I pay him $200 a week, by the way. And he's being real short with me. And I just look, man, I'm just trying to figure out what the next step is to get this truck fixed. He's like, well, why aren't you hanging around there? I mean, they could fix it there. He's like, because he already told me he didn't have the parts and it'd take all day to get fixed, and they're already booked to the gills. So I have a load waiting on me. I can go run this freight. It's not going to hurt the truck to run it the way it is. I don't need this. It's not a DOT issue. He's like, well, I don't understand why you wouldn't just wait. It's like, I just explained to you. He already told me it's going to take all day. I have freight I could be hauling. Why would I sit around and wait when well, you're just going to have to sit around and wait somewhere else? I was like, all right, man, look, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to get this stuff figured out. And I don't understand why every time I call you guys, it's an attitude. I'm not giving you an attitude. It's like you're being real short with me and you don't want to do your job. So all I'm asking you is, what is the process of getting parts ordered and fixed? Instead of sitting around, just showing up at a shop and sitting around waiting for parts. We know it's a problem with the leveling valve. Okay, so what's the problem? Why can't we call one of the Hirschback shops and say, hey, do you have I come through Denton several times a month. It's like, so call Denton, have them order me parts, so next time I'm in Denton, the parts will be waiting on me and they can get fixed in less than a day and a half. And we went around and around like 15 times because he's like confused on why I'm calling him. It's like, look, everywhere I've ever worked, you call the maintenance guys and they schedule the maintenance to be fixed, the problems to be fixed. It's like, I didn't know that I should just call the shop and have them work on it. Fine, I'll do that next time. Anyway, so now I need to call them and see if we can't schedule, like, at least order the parts we would need, and next time I'm in Denton, try to get it fixed. So like, if I know I'm on the way to Denton, I can call the Denton shop and say, hey, I'm on my way there, I'll be there at such and such time. Do you have this part, or can you get it? Or there's a couple other shops I can get, one up in Monee, Illinois, which I'm hardly ever up there. But either way, we can get it figured out. But it's just annoying crap. His attitude was real irritating. And I was like, do I not pay you guys $200 a week to be there for me to call and schedule stuff with? Why do I get an attitude every single time I call? I was like, I'm not giving you attitude. It's like, so you're not giving me yes and no answers and real short answers for some reason. You're not doing what I'm asking you to do. I don't understand. Like, you don't think you have an attitude? Maybe you should listen to yourself on the other end of the phone. Anyway, he tried to say, oh, you don't pay us. It's like, I don't see a $200 fee out of my check every week that goes to you guys. I want to find out if I can just cancel them, get that money in my paycheck and pay for my own maintenance, because dealing with them is not great. It's like, I bet there's other maintenance plans out there that treat their customers like customers and not employees. I guess he doesn't seem to understand that. I'm not an employee of his. I'm a customer. They don't seem to understand that. They want to be real short with you. It's like, there are probably other options. And if I have to deal with that much longer, I'm going to figure out what I can do to switch maintenance programs, because I guarantee you there's other options out there. I'm going to go, I'm looking, see if I can find a trailer. It's almost 1 now. And I need to make sure I go over there and try to find a trailer early enough that I can get it washed out if it needs to be, or whatever the situation is. So that's what I'm doing now. I get to really drive through rush hour traffic through Dallas. Not going to be fun. But nothing else I can do with it. I mean, just try to get through it. Hopefully it doesn't take me forever. That's one of the reasons I hate driving during the day. Pulled over here in Durant, or as some of us Okies call it, Durant. Oh, I got up at 7:45 this morning. It's almost 8:30. This load doesn't need to be in Tulsa for 12 hours. I'm about 3.5 hours away. So I'm gonna take a 7 or an 8 hour break here and then go deliver this thing in Tulsa tomorrow morning. I'm not sure what the next load is, but it's one of those things, if they get mad at me for cutting this day short, it's like, well, it only looks short because I started my clock at noon, or 1. It's like 12:30. But I got up at 7:45 and I've been up since then, jacking around with the shop and then everything else. So I'm gonna try to get a couple hours of sleep and then go get this thing delivered in Tulsa. I pulled up here like 7:20, and they weren't here. It's not the same place I thought it was, but they weren't here either way. And this other guy pulls up behind me, and he goes up to the door, and I tell him that they're locked, they're not open yet, and then it's getting pretty close to time to open. So I go up there and stand up next to the door with him, and he walks in there and he signs in before me. And when he got done signing in, I was like, now, I understand that he came in the door first, but I was here like a full 30 minutes before he showed up. And they're like, okay, we'll unload you first. So I got unloaded, and that guy kind of waved me down. He's like, why'd they unload you first? He's like, because I got here first. He's like, but I signed in before you. He's like, yep. And I told him that you cut me in line. And he just like rolled his window up and threw a fit. And I was like, okay. Like, just because you cut me in line doesn't mean you got here before me, but whatever. I got unloaded either way. I'm glad I did that because he's still sitting there waiting on the door. But it's not like I lied. I got here a full 20-30 minutes before he showed up, and he tried to cut me in line. Whatever. I got unloaded. Well, they just called me and had me set up on a load that I couldn't do. And of course, they questioned why I stopped where I did and for how long. And I explained to them that I got up yesterday morning at 7:45, and they knocked on my door to be at the shop, and I needed some sleep, and I still only got 4 hours of sleep. And they were a little irritated, but there's nothing they could do about it but just be annoyed. But they set me up on a load. It's like, if you'd have told me that yesterday, I could have planned for that. I could have, which really I don't know how I would have planned for it, but either way. So now they're gonna have to figure out something else for me to do, or see if they can pick up that load a little later or whatever. But I gotta get somewhere I can park legally. Big Amazon plant here, 50,000 trucks coming out of here. Anyway, we head over to the truck stop. It's like 8 miles up the road, and then park, try to get some sleep finally.